going on, guys? Just another episode of the Coastal Bros. Sports Daddy TV presents the Coastal Bros. I'm your host, Big Chief Daddy, along with Joey Two Wallets.
Two wallets, baby. Two wallets.
How's it going, buddy?
Welcome, welcome. This is a midnight creeping episode.
Yeah. This is I was recording this. It's almost 11 o'clock here in the East Coast on a Friday night.
Yeah, this is what must feel like when you be watching your Dodgers just off that. Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, this is exactly what I watched, like 2-3 innings of the game, and then I'm like going to bed. So this is like Monday night games and the Sunday night games where I watch half the first half of the game if it's not the Chiefs, and then I'm like, okay, gotta go to bed now. So
I feel you.
So, but all right, we're here. We're gonna talk a little bit about that Thursday night game. This past Thursday night between the Cowboys and the Bears. In fact, majority of this episode is going to be just on the Cowboys and Jerry Jones alone, and then we'll give you just some picks with some scores for the Sunday and Sunday night game, Monday night game. So let's do it.
And that's pretty much how we plan on rolling today, guys. The first thing I really wanted to bring up inside of that game, mind you, I was at work, so I had to piece together as much information I could just watching tape as far as the game was concerned. But I've never seen a team in first place like no heart. Somebody asked me, they said, what do you think of Ezekiel Elliott? I said, all the talent in the world but no heart. You can't blame that offensive line for the way he's playing now. I mean, I can't even.
He took Jerry for his money, man.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
But okay, so I'm gonna go back 2 weeks ago. They played the Bills. He had 12 carries for 71 yards, no TDs. Today, or this past Thursday, 19 carries, 81 yards, 2 TDs. But they were in garbage time because that game was pretty much over in I want to say by halftime. But at the end of the third, what was it? 24-7 at the end of the third. So Dallas outscored them 17-7 in the fourth. So the game looks a lot closer. But I told you last night. I said send you a message saying that. Do you put Dak in the
Nope, in the Cam Newton category?
In the Cam Newton category, yes. And you told me no. I'm going to say why not.
Not even close. One. Okay. How do I explain this? Cam Newton has more arm talent, but he does not have the mental skill set that Dak has. Cam Newton's career is wavy at best, okay? This is where I want to keep it real at. Because, and this is, everybody says I'm a hater of Cam Newton and Tom Brady. Okay, there's a reason for it. When those two guys win, it's because of those two. When they lose, it's everybody else. It's not them. All of a sudden.
Sports Daddy TV.
Yeah. Oh, fix it. What you making?
I'm making this.
As he's helping his son do with the fix his Play-Doh machine.
So this is straight up as far as I can tell you when it comes to Cam Newton. First of all, I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm gonna throw the race card in there. So if you got a deck of cards, go ahead and throw it in. if he were a white quarterback, he would be a over athletic, injury prone guy. But because he's Cam Newton and he's got high priced, what do you want to call it, sponsorship due to his sponsors, they don't throw this tag on him. There's only 1 year in his whole career he wasn't hurt, and he's won the MVP that year. If you think about it, he's Ryan Tannehill.
Okay, but Dak has what? I mean,
Dak is not inconsistent. Dak is still developing. You got to remember, Dak is not a first-round pick. Dak was a third-round talent who's overachieving and learning how to play his role.
it's what, 3 years now? You don't have. He hasn't learned his role in 3 years.
No, because he's had 3 different offenses. The first year he had Tony Romo's offense. The second year they tried to make an offense for him, and this year they had put in another offense with a new offensive coordinator.
But he has talent.
No, he's mentally got it all together. Jason Campbell had more talent than Dak Prescott, but Campbell had nothing up here for the game of football.
Okay. So what do you think's wrong with Dallas then? Like, what do you think? I mean, they lost two. They lost two straight. I mean, if it wasn't for the Dolphins beating the Eagles would be in the
Tied
lead
for first
now
place
that
right now, yeah.
and then now that Eagles still have a chance to come
And
Monday
tie it
night,
up.
come Monday night, tie it up, and um, hear me out. If the Redskins somehow win 4 straight and the Eagles and Cowboys keep losing, the Redskins could win the division. And wouldn't
And
that
Bill
be
Callahan
crazy?
got him playing well.
Yeah, and wouldn't that be crazy? I mean, talk about I mean, it's a shot. It's a shot in the dark. But could you? I mean, yeah. As you turn the lights off, that's basically how it goes. Turn the lights off. The shot in the dark. That's about a quick chance as Redskins have. That team from Washington has a chance to win the division. But the way nobody wants to win the division, it's the what they call it, the NFC least, not the NFC East.
You know, I never liked that. I remember when the Dallas Cowboys, Giants, Redskins, and Eagles. This is when Jimmy Johnson was the defense coordinator. For you guys that don't know Jimmy Johnson, he was the only successfully, I believe he was a 70 to 75-year-old man to coach a defensive coordinator for the Eagles. This is when Andy Reid was hot. Okay. Fly, Eagles, fly. That's what, if y'all remember Brian Dawkins and his defenses with Jimmy Johnson, then y'all need to look him up, man. Jimmy Johnson was a wizard on the defensive end.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
And they were called the black and blue division, and that's where the point was.
Right. Why is Jason Garrett still the head coach?
I don't know.
I mean, we all saw Ron Rivera get canned. Why hasn't Jason Garrett got canned?
I've been thinking about it for now. I've been thinking about it for a few weeks now. It just didn't come up. It's just that I don't care how smart. If I was Jason Garrett and things are looking this bad, I'm flipping the switch and I'm like, look, thank you, Moore, who, believe me, is one of my favorite college quarterbacks of all time. He still holds the most record. He still holds the record for most wins as a college quarterback. But my dude cannot run this offense. He's got one particular skill set that actually has this offense number one in the league. But he's robotic about it. He can't change he cannot change what he needs to do in order to change his for the half.
Get a drink.
A drink.
Rainbow drink.
Rainbow drink.
It's rainbow drink.
Come on, man. I'll talk to you in a minute. Here, take this. Rainbow drink?
Yeah, rainbow.
Work on that one. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So this is my point. Can we please get a new coach and a new coaching staff? I heard somebody's opinion talk about Urban Meyer. I don't know. This is really what I'm thinking. Bill Cowher. And you bring back Rob Marinelli, who's worked with Bill Cowher in the past. To me, that makes the most sense. Like we said, this is Sports Daddy TV.
Yeah. So
Bill Cowher to me makes the most sense, and it's the longest reach.
yeah, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean, okay, so this Jerry Jones has been the owner since 1989. He's gone through 4 coaches. 4, right?
I believe it's for
Jimmy
Bill Parcells,
Johnson.
Joe Johnson, old dude from Miami, and then
He's been more because I mean, you got Jimmy Johnson,
Jimmy
Barry
Johnson,
Barry Switzer,
Barry Switzer from Miami,
um,
and then there was somebody after him. I don't remember.
was in the Changeli,
Yeah,
and then Bill
and then it was
Parcells,
Bill Parcells.
and Jason Garrett.
Was it Jason Garrett after Bill Parcells?
I think so.
No, we're missing Wade Phillips.
Oh, wait, Philip. Okay, so six, possibly 7. I'm not quite sure. In those seven, one's a Hall of Famer, or 2 Hall of Fame coaches, possibly 3. I'm not sure if Switzer's in the Hall of Fame yet.
Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips goes in the Hall.
Well, is he in now?
No, but he's going to.
Okay, so
Bill Parcells is in. Is Jimmy Johnson in?
I thought so.
So I think Bill is in, isn't he?
Yeah, so I think 2. I'm not sure if Barry's in.
No, Barry Switch is not getting in.
So I put a poll question up though. I pulled a poll question. Before I'll give you the results, but I'm gonna give you this question: does Jerry Jones need to hire a general manager finally?
No. Jerry Jones is safe with me. He's not the problem. As much as everybody would love to say it. No.
All right, so I put a poll question up on at Sports Daddy TV on Twitter and asked that same question. I gave you a yes, no, or hell yes. 83% said yes, 0% said no, 17% said hell yes. So Cowboy fans, Cowboy Nation is done. They're done with Jerry. It's time to get. Why not? That's the only team in the NFL that don't have a general manager.
If Jerry weren't successful, I'd agree with you.
He hasn't been successful since the 90s. They haven't won since 96.
Yeah, they haven't won a title, but just because you haven't won a title doesn't mean that you're not successful.
That's all that matters in sports.
Okay,
it's win a title. You don't win a title, what's failure?
Okay, former Miami Heat fan. Pat Riley came in and he took over general managing and he said, I want 3 people. I want Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, and I want Juwan Howard. He got 2 out of the 3, and the NBA blocked Juwan Howard from moving from the Wizards at the time. I'm sorry, the Washington Bullets at the time to the Miami Heat. He reeled off 4 or 5 winning seasons in a row for a franchise that was brand new in 1983. Okay, so
okay, and he didn't win a title until Wade and Shaq got there.
Right.
And then he won another title when he went out and got the the super team of Bosch, James, and Wade.
Okay.
If okay, same thing with Dallas. Dallas had the triplets. They won 3 titles,
Okay.
right? 2 back to back against the Buffalo Bills, and then one again.
Against the Steelers.
Steelers, right?
Right. Under Jerry Jones. Under Jerry Jones.
Under Jerry Jones. Now that Jimmy Johnson won 2, got fired. Barry Switzer gets 1-1, got fired. Jason Garrett
No,
wins.
Jason. I thought Jimmy won 1, Barry won 1.
No, Jimmy won 2 because he won back to back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Jimmy won 2 against Buffalo. Then he got fired, and then they skipped a year or 2, and then
in '96 they won.
Right,
and then they 1 year. Pittsburgh. They won in '93 and '94. Didn't win in '95. Won in '96.
Barry Foster and Neil O'Donnell, Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way.
Right, and so if you take those, I mean, that's what it's about. They haven't won since then. Cowboy fans, you got to win.
Sorry, I forgot about that clock. Okay. The Houston Texans, right? Never won a title. Well, actually, yeah, wait. Yeah, the Houston Texans is a brand new organization. They've never won a championship, right?
Right.
Now, all the other coaches they've had, there's been 2 successful ones. Neither one of them won a title. The coach they have now, Bill O'Brien, and Greg Kubiak. Greg Kubiak has had the most successful offense with the least amount of talent. The most amount of wins with the maximum amount of talent that they've had is Bill now. Does that make them a bad franchise just because they haven't won a title, but they've been able to be successful? They've been in the playoffs.
Okay.
3 or 4 straight years.
Okay. You got to win the division to get to the dance. That I'm not mistaken. I know that. You want to get an invitation to that dance, you got to get the division. It's a tournament. It's basically a tournament. You know, they don't call it a tournament. It's a tournament. You know, you got to win. But as many division titles you win, it doesn't mean anything unless you win the last game of the season. In my eyes, Chiefs won, but they're going to possibly win 7 straight. I'll use the Dodgers, for example. The Dodgers won 7 straight West Division championships, 0 World Series wins. They got there. They lost 2 in a row.
So you're saying you would rather be terrible. You'd rather be terrible than to not exist at all.
I'm saying that if you don't win a ring, it's not a good year. And
I would rather be the team that loses in the title than the team that's picking first in the draft or the team that missed the game short of the playoffs.
I'm not trying to be that. I'm saying that even if you lose the championship game, it's not a successful season in fans' eyes. In fans' eyes. Yeah, maybe the first time you get there, okay, great. It's cool. You find it. You haven't got there. The Chiefs get there. If they get to the Super Bowl this year and they lose, part of me is gonna be like, hey, I gotta see that team finally in my last game of the year. Then part of me is gonna be like, but I wish I really won it. I want more. I want to win it. Your Arizona Cardinals lost the Super Bowl. In your eyes, and your Tennessee, you've had 2 heartbreakers. Okay, both your teams have lost. Your Tennessee Titans have lost
on the last drive of the game.
Correct, and the Arizona Cardinals lost on a catch by Santonio Holmes.
It was out of bounds.
So on those.
That touchdown at halftime didn't count, by the way. How many blocking? It's a touchy subject. It's touchy.
Are I know it's a touchy subject, but are those a failure season?
No, not at all.
But you haven't got there. You haven't gone back. Neither of your teams have gone back.
No. Arizona stayed afloat for a while, getting to the postseason 3 times after that in a row. My Tennessee Titans win the division once every 3 years. It's odd since then.
Not
Heck,
to
we won the
mention
division 2 years ago. Oh yeah, we at home we beat Kansas City.
you correction. You beat Kansas City
Oh yeah,
on
no,
the
we
road.
Kansas City we beat. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad. My bad.
With Mariota finally threw. He's the only one that threw a
Threw a
touchdown pass
touchdown
to
to
himself.
himself. You know.
Yeah. Don't talk about subjects. But see, to me, that's a failure of a season because we didn't win last year on a fluke offside. To me, man, we were this close, but it's like this year. To me, it's Super Bowl or bust because we were basically a phantom offside call away from going to play the eventually the Rams in the Super
Okay,
Bowl.
so what you're saying is the difference between us in this subject is that I look at it from a business standpoint, and you're looking at it from a fan standpoint.
Well, yeah, because I'm a fan and I'm thinking. I mean, I'm gonna ask this question too on my new show with Lando and the chairman. I'll ask him also this question. I'm gonna ask you first. That I asked you. Would you rather win it, or not get there? Like you said yourself that you see a uh, a successful season even if you don't win the championship. Well, I'm gonna ask Lando, who's a big Patriot fan. I mean, one of the biggest Patriot fans that I know. It was when he lost to the Eagles? Was it a failure or a successful season? What do you think? I think he'll say it's a failure.
But
They,
you got to understand that cat Lando, that's going to be the most jaded opinion almost ever. First of all, because he's going to talk about Tom Brady.
oh, of course. Okay, well, the chairman the chairman's a big New York fan, New York Giants fan.
Okay, my bad. My bad, Jim.
So he's won 2 Super Bowls. He's beat the Patriots.
Tom Brady, right. Okay, so he's justified. But not
Okay.
only because, first of all, the Giants have one of the most impressive postseasons ever, and there's only one other team who's done what they've done. That was Baltimore. Went into the postseason and played every game on the road, got to the Super Bowl, and won it.
Okay, but then I'll ask him the same question. When he lost to the Ravens with Terry Collins, was it a successful season or was it a failure? Because you lost.
Successful. And you know what? You know why it's successful? The owner got up on stage and said, you know what? They said we were the worst team. We were the worst team to ever get to the Super Bowl. You know what? Now we're the worst team to ever get a chance to win a Super Bowl. They lost, but they were the worst team to ever have a chance to win a Super Bowl. I still agree. I'll never forget that. I've always had a secret like for the Giants organization because of that statement alone. And I love Kerry Collins. Never. Come on.
All right.
I hate Kerry Collins.
But all those teams that we mentioned all had general managers.
Yeah.
Jared needs a general manager.
No. I'll put it this way.
Agree or disagree then? Because I'm
Okay.
thinking he needs a manager.
Okay, here's my deal breaker. How many general managers hired today have built multiple successful, and what I mean by successful is winning seasons over a long duration of period in their careers more than once? Jerry Jones is one.
Okay, but
Don't worry,
the owner cannot be a general manager.
when you're as successful as Jerry Jones is, yeah, you can.
So
not only
hold on.
did he.
So
Okay, go ahead.
so Dorsey, the
He's
guys
done
from
twice.
the Pittsburgh State. What else? What other? Um,
No, he's done it once.
Dorsey did it with the Patriots once, right, or twice.
Once.
Um, what about how about DeBartolo? Eddie DeBartolo? Eddie DeBartolo? What's his name? Eddie
Yeah,
DeBartolo?
he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. And so, oh wait, so is Jerry Jones.
Understandable, but Eddie DeBartolo wasn't he a general manager? He wasn't the owner.
Manager and president, I believe.
Okay, but I don't think he was the owner. See, my thing is you need to hire a general manager and not a just like okay, look with the Lakers. Look at the Lakers. Jerry Buss, but who got mixed was Jerry. But it was Jerry West that got that team general manager. Same Jerry West that helped the Warriors get to where they were, helping the Clippers get to where they are. You don't hear about what do you hear? Look at Mitch Kupchak was the general manager. The owners stay in the owner's box. Just write the checks.
No,
What
like keep going. How many people can you name that are successful? And there's just going to be one point that aligns with
the
everybody you're talking about.
successful is they had a GM.
Nope. And you just said the reason why. Everybody that was put in place was a particular. How do you say it? They were good at their craft because they were familiar with the sports. They were that sport people. Lakers finally have basketball people to handle basketball situations. Now, you got one guy who handles the business, even though nobody likes him. But now you finally got basketball people handling basketball. They have 3 head basketball coaches all working together as a team. In the NFL, the last time you had that 2 head coaches on one team, oh yeah, the 85 Bears, one of the greatest teams in history. Everybody's all of a sudden talking about the Lakers. Why? Because they have so much knowledge of basketball people on one team. Now, if you're looking at the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones, who what we're talking about, what is Jerry Jones? If Jerry Jones is nothing else, he is a football guy, and he always has been. And you can name every team you just named. There was a basketball guy in one setup. There was a football guy in that setup. When you got people who do that for a living, that's what makes them successful. Not the fact that they had a GM or not.
Okay,
they were football or basketball people.
They had general managers.
That's just a title. It's just a title.
The title you need?
No. What you need is leadership and leadership situations.
I'm the same way believer that a head coach should not be calling plays. A head coach, to me, should not be calling offensive plays.
Look at the Dallas Cowboys right now. Who is the best offensive play caller they have?
Right. But look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Their best offensive play caller is not Andy Reid. It's not Andy Reid. It's not Andy Reid. Right now, when Nagy was calling the plays, they were better offense than when he was. I think it's Bellamy. When Bellamy's calling the plays, they're a better offense than when Andy Reid is calling the plays. Because why? Because what is Andy Reid known for? Bad clock management.
Time out. Andy Reid is a football guy who's putting the right people in the right places. That's called a leadership situation. That is what Andy Reid does.
Well, everybody's tweet us at Sports Daddy TV. Do you agree with Joey Two Wallets? Do you agree with me, Big Chief Daddy, that owners should have general managers? I think I'm gonna make that another poll question, and we'll get back next week, and I'll let you know what they said.
Okay.
All right.
Now, just one thing. The best play caller in Dallas right now is clapping when they do stuff good and then disappears for everything else, which is the reason why he needs to be fired. He's not a leader of men. That's the problem that's in Dallas. It's not the talent level. It's actually not the play calling because guess what? Dallas has a top 10 offense in the league right now. Their problem is play calling and lack of leadership in the front office. They need to get rid of Jason Garrett.
Okay, so is it the defense or the offense that's letting the Dallas Cowboys down right now?
Lack of consistency. And the offense.
It's not the fact that they just gave up.
Baby, quiet.
They gave up 244 yards to Trubisky, and they gave up. Looking at it right now. 231 yards to Allen. They lost to Allen and Trubisky. Now, Allen, that's one of the biggest surprises of the year team because nobody saw Buffalo. Well, maybe you because you see a lot of teams. So, other than you,
But what did I tell you? I said Buffalo's an 8-18. I didn't see him at 9-3.
Right, and they could possibly, if they might slip and cost and win the division, if they beat the Ravens. I'll get into that later. If they beat the Ravens and the Chiefs win, the Chiefs beat the Patriots this weekend. We can see the Patriots in a wild card game. We haven't seen that since the era started. Back when they were beating the Rams.
The last time they were a wild card was when Mark Sanchez won the division. When Ryan was the coach. And Bill Belichick, if I'm not mistaken, they ran into somebody, and I believe they lost to Denver that year.
Was that the Castle era?
No.
I'm not.
Well, wait, did Castle win the division at 11-5 with Randy Moss, or did they lose the division that year? Because that was the year Tom Brady got hurt.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh well, of course you remember that. That was the Chiefs who knocked him out for the year.
Of course. Love it. That was a legal play.
That was legal.
It was.
It's illegal now. That's why it's a Tom Brady rule. But I mean,
there's a lot of Tom Brady rules. I'm not sure who has more rules that made after him, Michael Jordan or Tom Brady.
Oh, Tom wins by far.
So, all right. So, it's gonna do it for this segment. Now, the next segment, we're gonna give some picks. So we're gonna do rapid fire some picks. I got about 5 games. You have 6 games this weekend coming up for Sunday night and of course the Monday nighter. So we'll let you go. Go ahead and what's your first game?
I'm not gonna do this in order, but I'll leave my upset for last. The Monday night game. I actually have the Eagles losing the division right here, right now to Eli Manning. He comes back. The coach is rejuvenated. The team is rejuvenated. They want to win one more game for Eli Manning before he goes to the Chicago Bears next year, which I've said all this season. Eli Manning needs to go to Chicago. I'm just saying.
Got a score?
28-24, and Eli has the magical last drive of the game.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna stay with my pick I picked before. I got the Eagles. I'm gonna say 17-10. I don't care. Eli Manning, Daniel Jones. Look, they're what they 2. There are 2 and yeah, 2 and 10, 2 and 9, or 2 and 11. 2 and 10. They're 2 and 10. Okay, they've lost 8 straight, 7 straight. Gonna be 8 straight. Mess around and lose that second pick. No, they need offensive line help. They need a lot of stuff. I got the Eagles. One way of still in this division. They're not gonna drop another team that's on the bottom. They're gonna wake up. It's at home. They're not on the road. They're at home. It's Monday night. They just got another gift from Dallas choking it up. They're not going to lose this one again. They're going to bounce back. They win 17-10. That's your next game.
Okay, I have a weird scenario that gives the Seahawks the W this weekend against the Rams. The first score of the game will be a safety, and the Seahawks will take a 2-0 lead thanks to Jadeveon Clowney. And the Seahawks win the game 16-14 and scoring the winning touchdown.
Wow.
With Russell winning it in the fourth quarter. It's going to be close. It's going to be ugly.
Close game. Close game, though. You got a close game. I got a blowout. I got 35-17 Seattle. Yes, I don't believe in the Rams. Jared Goff, this is not. Maybe this is the more of the Rams team that we thought they are. They had one fluky season last year.
Are you finally coming along to my side now?
Oh yeah. I'm coming around to your side.
Okay.
I'm thinking this is the Seattle, and I think Seattle wins this game, and puts some heat on San Francisco, and Seattle somehow, some way might just win this division.
This is what makes me nervous about this game, and I've noticed it's kind of a trend with Seattle. In the first half of games, they're played down to their opponent, but in the second half, they way outplay their opponent.
Right, and let me give you the how is this point spread at even? It's a pick'em. How is this game a pick'em game?
Because of what I just told you. All their games has been within, if I'm not mistaken, within 5 points.
I mean, they got 57% have the Rams winning this game.
Because the Rams just came off of a huge score beating the Cardinals. That's why. All right. Todd Gurley's not right. Jared Goff, look, I play golf. I'm not with golf, okay?
Yeah, I hear you. Shake it golf. Not today, though.
Pretty much. And to be completely honest, they have the most overrated wide receiver core I have ever seen in my life that gets a lot of credit.
Right. All right. So what's your next game?
Actually, I wanted to get your opinion. I had it to the side, but I didn't pick. And since you have 5 games, I want to know what you think. Tampa Bay and Indy.
Tampa Bay and Indy.
Tampa scoring a lot of points. Indy's not healthy.
I got Brissett.
Yeah, I think Brissett's back.
Got Justin Houston.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston beyond Tampa Bay.
There ain't nothing wrong with that guy. Don't go there. He ain't throwing out crabs to nobody.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts, baby.
Okay.
I got the Colts. I'm gonna take the Colts on this one. If I give you a score, let's see here. Colts are averaging. I know they came down with the beat down by soon to be quarterback Tannehill, and your favorite quarterback of all time, Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, that's not even fair.
Not fair. Other than that, I mean they're 1-3 in their last 1-4 in their last 5 games. They'll bounce back because Tampa Bay. So I'm gonna say 24-17. I'll give you that score. 24-17 Indianapolis.
Okay. And then my next game, Steelers and Cardinals. I have a little funny ha-ha. I think this is the game where Terrell Suggs goes nuts. 3.5 sacks to 4 sacks for T-Sizzle against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who he hates. But the Cardinals still lose. I wrote 17-9, but I'm thinking more 17-15. The Steelers are still not good on offense. The defense decided to wake up all of a sudden. To me, Mike Tomlin is the coach of the year. Okay? I'm gonna just reference two stories real quick together. Peyton Manning, the year he broke his neck and left Indy, he should have been the MVP. They went from a 10-6 team the year prior to a 2-win team the next year, and they had more talent the next year on that whole team than with Peyton Manning on it. This year, you're missing Brown, Bell, and Roethlisberger, and an overrated James Conner. I never liked that guy. I just want to put that out there. And this dude's got a 7-5 record with a third string quarterback. Unheard of.
Okay. So my next game is a team that quietly leading the NFC in the conference. Nobody's talking about them. Their starter quarterback was out for a while. Your favorite quarterback that you want in Tennessee helped them get to that record. The New Orleans Saints beat the 49ers 20-17 on their way to capturing the 1 seed in the NFC because nobody's talking about the Saints. Nobody. Okay? Nobody. All I've heard is the Saints haven't played anybody. They've played teams. Just nobody's talking about them. Why? Because the Niners are shocking people and they're keeping up with the Patriots, and the Patriots are falling off of this a tad, just a little bit, with their offensive line and stuff like that. And Tom Brady and Gronk flirting with coming out of retirement, not coming out of retirement. Antonio Brown saying he's going to come back to the Patriots, not coming back to the Patriots. Okay. Tom Brady has no one to throw the ball to. That's just Julian Edelman, and he's not catching anything. And Dorsett's running the wrong route. And Sanu is, maybe like I said earlier this week, maybe Atlanta knew what they were getting rid of because Sanu didn't basically show up to New England. So yes, 2017, the Saints keep marching in. And the Saints keep marching in.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you the score of what you just said. I just didn't say it earlier. I had the Saints beating the 49ers also 21-17.
Okay, so there you go.
And you want to know why? I believe in that running game in New Orleans. I love that running game.
Yep. And they're in the dome, and Breezy's gonna. The only thing it's gonna be Breezy in that dome, because Breezy's gonna be airing it up.
Murray, get your popcorn ready. That's all I gotta say.
That's right. So the next game,
he's gonna have 100+ yards. This game, I just have a feeling Murray's gonna break out.
Michael Thomas scores 3 touchdowns possibly in this game.
Oh, you mean the Michael Thomas is on my team in your fantasy? That Michael Thomas?
Yeah, I don't talk about fantasy no more. I'm in the consolation game. I'm in the bottom. I'm out. I'm out of the money. I'm not winning the money this year again. So what? Obviously, I see the picks. We got the same team winning, same game. We're talking about next before the upset pick. Our upset picks of the week. What's your score? Obviously, we're talking about Chiefs and Pats.
I have the Chiefs upsetting the Patriots 31-26. Kelsey gets 3 touchdowns in this game. Count them.
Okay, 3. Couldn't have those 3 last week, huh? Because that would have helped me with my fantasy team. But I have it 28-26. I have it. So, I mean, it's very close to you. I have it Chiefs winning 28-26. They're gonna. I'm hoping that front 4, possibly maybe get a couple blitzes, get to Tom Brady. They'll hit Tom Brady. I was flirting the idea of maybe they should play zone because to stop the dink and dunk passes, because that's what seems what New England has been running lately. It's a little dink and dunk, but they said maybe we should go man and You got to stop James White. I think if you stop James White and try to let the receivers beat you, then you have a chance. If James White goes off because they're running games there, everybody is running. We are low on the team,
Capable.
but I asked this to chairman. So you see glimpses, not the same team, okay? Because Orlando was telling me it should have been the same team. Glimpses of the because we got Spags, glimpses of what we see now, as in how the Chiefs are now to what the Giants were when they had those two Super Bowl runs, because they were not the quote unquote dominant team that year.
Oh,
Had,
you mean the defensive coordinator that you so hating on in your Kansas City uniform right now? You talking about that guy? Oh, Steve Spagnuolo. Oh, and running a fluctuation of fresh defensive linemen and keeping teams off balance on the line. You talk about that strategy?
right, but we're not we have hurt linemen. We're not doing that, but they're the last two games. Now, granted, they played the Chargers and they played the Raiders. The secondary has come up big, has some key turnovers, and they're just playing. They're playing better than what they've been playing. That's all I'm saying. I mean, they have glimpses of looking at the way the Giants did back when they won the whole thing. Not saying the Chiefs are going to win the whole thing, but we hired Spags to beat the Patriots. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know if all I know is one thing: tendencies and coaches. This coach has one great tendency, and it's worked everywhere he's gone. It worked in St. Louis when he was the head coach, and that was the only successful thing about that team was the way he ran his defensive line. Oh yeah, and he's a former defensive line coach, just like Rob Marinelli, who's very successful in Dallas. Steve Spagnuolo will have that defensive line ready. The secondary is going to stay mediocre, and the linebacker is going to play average, which is the reason why the Patriots are going to reel off 26 points. But in the fourth quarter, when he's switching out guys in and out to keep them fresh,
Hold
and
on
New
now.
England's tired now, they're going to be
We
tired.
don't. We're missing a couple key players when it comes to that defense. Alex Okafor is out, and I think another guy's out. But Tyrann Mathieu, and Thornhill, who's been a rookie that they drafted, they've been stepping up on that secondary. And in fact, we're pretty high when it comes to our pass defenses in the top 15. I'm not mistaken. I think, but our running defense is what's on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's where the name of the game is. But our secondary is coming along. I mean, they picked off Rivers 4 times, and they picked off Card 3 times last week.
Who hasn't picked off Rivers? I think I picked off Rivers when I went to work the other day.
You're the dummy that put him on your fantasy team, and you kept him in there.
Yep, I sure did.
So
he's won me a title in your league. I'll put that. I'll say that much.
He ain't gonna win you a title this year in my league if you don't change him.
I'm thinking about it because I got to go up against Pittsburgh. You want me to put in Murray against Pittsburgh for the playoff game?
No, I mean you can run to Jacksonville. I guess you can. I mean,
yeah, Phillip Rivers against Jacksonville. What sounds more appealing?
All right, so let's get to upset picks. Upset pick time. You want me to go first? Because mine's a doozy.
Hold on, timeout. I got one game before the upset pick. My sixth pick is the Tennessee Titans winning against Oakland 28-24. Oakland scores 21 first half points. Everybody thinks the game is lopsided. Everybody turns off the TV. Titans win the game 28-24.
We won't even be that close, man. Oakland's done.
Oakland is not as bad as they showed last week.
Okay, what about the week before?
What about the week before?
They got their butts handed to them by the Jets.
I kept telling you the Giants are a sleeper team. They're that team.
Not the Giants, the Jets.
Jets are a team that you play and you're like, oh, okay, look at their record. Okay, and then you realize, wait, the Jets can play some football. Oh, yeah. Guess who's getting hot right now? Sam Darnold.
The Oakland Raiders have allowed 74 points in the last 2 games. They've scored 12, and they've scored 12 points in the last 2 games. Tennessee's gonna score at least 30 points in this game.
Oakland Raiders are just like Cam Newton right now. They're up and down.
I don't see it. But all right.
The Oakland Raiders will score 21 first half points, and I'll put $1 on it.
All right, you're on. You're on because.
Oh, and remember for this year, I bet. Remember, if you can look at what you wrote down, I won $1 when Pittsburgh won their 5th game a couple weeks ago.
Right, and I won $1 when Miami won their game because they didn't go. They won a game.
Right.
Actually, they won a couple games now.
But then I won $2 on that first game of the season, so I'm technically up $1.
Mm-hmm. And you might win another one because obviously the Rams aren't going to win the division this year. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, upset picks. You want me to go first because mine's a doozy?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. We got the hottest quarterback in the NFL coming in, and you're doing a versus saga coming up next week against a surprise team in the AFC East. And if our Chiefs pick holds up, I got it. Buffalo winning 24-17. And let me tell you why. Number one, I think this could be quote unquote trap game. Not necessarily because yes, they're going to be Baltimore's going to be prepared. It's they're not taking Buffalo lightly. No team's taking Buffalo lightly anymore. Buffalo played a great game against Dallas, but then after watching Dallas play on Thursday, okay. So I just think Baltimore is going to lose one of these games. They're not going to go. They've won 8 in a row. They need to lose a game before, because you don't want to go streaking into, in my opinion, you don't want to go streaking into the playoffs. Now, you could have a mini 2-game winning streak. Okay, no problem. But if you have, let's see, they've won 8. So if they win 9, 10, you telling me they're going to go 12-game winning streak into the playoffs to where they'll be the number 1 seed, most likely. Get that off bye and take that to possibly either beating the Chiefs or the Patriots in the AFC Championship game to win 13. Then they'll have to win. So basically, say 14 straight wins to win the championship. There's no way they're gonna lose a game. I think they're gonna lose this weekend. I think Josh Allen plays one of the other great game of his life. All right. I know everybody's on the Lamar bandwagon, and I know that Baltimore's only favored by 6. They're in Buffalo. Those fans are crazy. I like Allen.
The reason why I didn't bring up the 2 games that you picked is because I just have a feeling they're both going to be great games, and they're both going to be the games that you hate. You hate low scoring. You hate grinded out games. And the only reason why I edged out the Ravens is one guy. Oh, yeah, he's on my fantasy. Ingram. That running back is a beast.
Yeah, but so is Singletary.
Without looking at your phone, what's Singletary's first name?
I don't know.
I rest my case. Mark is a former Heisman Trophy winner who's been playing like a champion.
Devin Singletary. Okay.
Your phone is bright.
Out of the Florida Atlantic, baby. Florida FAU. Devin Singletary FAU, buddy.
If you can look, I will give you $1 if you don't look at your phone and you tell me what division the Florida Atlantic is and who their coach is.
I'm gonna say, are they in the Sun Belt?
Okay, you got one. Who's the coach?
Lane Kiffin.
Oh, you got it all right.
Who are you trying to fool, dude? I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida, buddy. The college football state of the nation out here. Yeah, that's what I thought. But no, that's my pick. I got it. What's your upset pick?
All right, my upset pick. Not only is it an upset pick, I'm just letting you know on now. This is personal. This is personal. All right. John Elway needs to do something before he loses his job, and I think it starts this weekend.
He got it. See that boy yesterday last week?
Huh?
That's the answer. That boy last week.
Well, I mean, Denver Broncos upset the Texans 19-17, and I need it. Deshaun Watson plays flat. And this will be the last game he plays flat until he plays Tennessee. Oh, yeah, that's coming up.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously you're bigger upset than mine. I don't see that, but I mean their quarterback is good. There was it. Lock is good.
You want to know why I see this as a win? The Texans don't have enough tape on Lock. That Denver defense is underrated, and they're playing well. If you look at the numbers, if I'm not mistaken, in the last 3 weeks, they have a top 5 defense. They don't give up a lot. They're very, very physical. And on every level, you got at least 1 or 2 Pro Bowlers. You got at least 2 Pro Bowl corners. You got at least 2 Pro linebackers, and your defensive line got at least 2 Pro Bowlers.
Oh, I tell you what, they don't allow a lot of passing yards. They are averaging. They only allow under 225 yards a game, and they only allow the running games only about 100 under 115 yards a game. So, yeah, you might be right, man.
And the running back's name for the Texans is
Carlos Hyde.
And the last time he got 100 yards in the game was against?
I don't know because it was on my fantasy team. So, again, another guy that didn't show up. So, like I said, I'm not playing fantasy next year. You guys are on your own.
It's funny. All you guys knocked me for picking Mike Thomas first, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But let me tell you something. You better be checking your phone, and you better be checking your everything in your computer because ESPN got your house tapped because they did an article on how surprisingly the Miami Heat are coming out of nowhere in the East. And of course, though, they didn't go with your boy. I'm waiting for them to bring up Kendrick Nunn. They didn't say that. They basically said with Jimmy Butler and a cast of nobodies. And the fact that the answer was to maybe just, get rid of Wade and have him retire. And then, but yeah, they started grumblings of the Miami Heat coming. And I was like, they must be subscribing to our podcast and getting our answers.
Yeah, I mean, a second round pick is only averaging 20 plus points a game. About 4 or 5 assists, 3 to 5 rebounds a game. I mean, Kendrick Nunn is killing.
Yeah, call me ESPN. Call us. We hire. We can do our show.
Yeah, we accepting contract offers
right now. We could compete with Undisputed. We're a lot better.
I love Skip and Shannon. Okay, but I want to sit down with Stephen A.
Well, I'm sure Stephen A. and Max, huh?
No, Max, he's all right, but I want to sit down with Stephen A.
All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for another edition of the Coastal Bros. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube TV at Sports Daddy TV, Sports Daddy TV blog on Facebook at Sports Daddy TV. I will be back with another episode with Lando and the chairman on Wednesday. It'll be dropping on Wednesday. I'm talking about some of the games on our picks and then some top stories.
And Lando, the chairman, I can't wait to meet you guys. See y'all soon.
Yep. And then the Coastal Bros will be back. And the episode should be dropping every Saturday, around every Saturday. So that's what we're gonna have. I'm gonna have 2 episodes for you guys. We're gonna have the Coastal Bros dropping on Saturday, and we're coming up with a new name. I got a couple of names coming out real quick. what we're trying to think of with Lando and the chairman. And again, when you got you got an episode coming out, right, for your show?
Yes. I'm doing my second saga. My first saga was on the Antonio Brown situation. That was on my. I had a different name for the show at the time. It's now going to be called as the GOAT 23 Joey Two Wallets, and I'm in the car. So you're gonna be in the car with Joey Two Wallets, and I'm gonna just roll my stuff on y'all.
And you just did an episode on Paul Feinbaum,
Yeah.
and you have a verse.
Officially the new diabolical hater, Paul Feinbaum.
Right. And then you did, so check that out. Also check out his versus saga coming out with Lamar versus the field.
Yeah.
So
we got historians, we got current players, we got winners, we got losers. I mean, man, there's going to be a lot of stats. There's going to be a lot of history talked. What you're basically going to get is Lamar Jackson versus history, current players, and the future. And that's what I'll be presenting to y'all.
all right, guys. So take a look at those. Wait, get ready for those. Enjoy the games this weekend. Enjoy your championship bowl, championship college football games that are this week. This starting tonight as we record this. The Pac-12 game is up right now. Oregon's was beating Utah.
Let's go Utah.
They're down, buddy. Utah
I
losing.
know. I said let's go Utah.
Okay, well, Utah's losing. Oregon is winning. And of course, close game right now though. Still, Oregon's barely hanging on. But and of course we got the big SEC championship game coming up. So
as we roll
out for Joey Two Wallets, I'm Big Chief Daddy. We will see you soon.
As we roll out. All right.